Oh, hey guys. So, a long time ago, I think from Gnomeregon, I got some whimsical world warper, and basically it can teleport you pretty much anywhere, which I think is really, really cool, but it's completely random each time. And I've just been teleported to the troll village, which I've never ever been to, and this is the troll village between a Moonglade and Darkshore, and you quite often see this on the flight path. But yeah, you can actually get here through jumping off cliffs and stuff, but I've never actually bothered to come before, so yeah, this is really freaking cool, man. I was gonna have a little look around. So the main reason Blizzard added this to the game was they was basically making flight paths, and they wanted like fun stuff for people to see and to kind of be intrigued about. So yeah, they've made this very, very cool like dancing troll village, which is really fun actually. Obviously I'm not a troll, but yeah, I do love the idea of just a village where everybody just dances all day, you know. As long as you got enough food and stuff, I think it'd be pretty sweet. And I'll tell you what, really good exercise as well. So yeah, beautiful village here. So you can see we have huts here which have thatched roofs. I assume that's standard for trolls, but yeah, thatching is obviously very traditional in the UK. We have a lot of thatched houses actually, where you would use reeds or whatever to basically make a roof.
Don't be shy.
Obviously very sustainable. You know, people still thatch their roofs to this day, which is pretty cool, I think. And yeah, okay, maybe you need to replace the roof every 30, 40 years or something, or, you know, take off layers and put on other layers or whatever. But yeah. Look, there's a nice little boat down here. So you may be interested to know, actually, when I got teleported here just a minute ago, I was teleported incredibly high up in the sky, and I fell all the way down here, so I kind of assumed I wasn't going to die, but... Oh, this is an interesting boat. Have a look more closely. Okay, we got skulls on the front. We got some potions. We got a barrel with a skull on it. Don't think I fancy drinking that. But yeah, if there's anything under the water, I don't know. Oh, there kind of is. There's a bunch of old trees and stuff which have clearly fallen under the water. A bunch of fish, which are kind of cool. You can certainly imagine a lot of the trolls catching fish and just barbecuing them up. Don't know, this looks like the legs of... Yeah, the legs of a bridge here, so... Pretty freaking cool. Of course, we've got a crazy shadow, you know. I do think World of Warcraft actually has, like, some dynamic lighting, so again, this is probably light from the moon. Which is obviously very high in the sky. Very big as well. I always thought World of Warcraft was kind of beautiful in a way, you know. Especially the forests. I mean, I always love the music as well. It's so atmospheric. And to tell you what, guys, what is pretty freaking cool is just the real different feel of different forests. So you've got the more like natural forests, and they have a certain feel about them. But then you've got the enchanted forests, which are obviously more fantasy based, but I really like the contrast. Ah, so look, this cave kind of has some tablets in here we see written in a sort of trollish language. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool little Easter egg, I think. And we should also obviously keep everything lit, so you know, we sort of value light, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind living in this village actually as a troll. It'd be pretty cool, don't you think? I mean, clearly these guys have got a lot of wood, and there must be a way in and out of the village because, you know, there's a lot of trolls and there isn't very much food, so you would assume there's a way out. Maybe there's mages in here and they can teleport in and out. Who knows? What do we got up here? Oh, yeah, we've got drums, which is pretty cool. Let's have a little look up top. Nice, we got 3 sisters.
How you doing?
Well, 2 sisters and a guy. That seems to be like a common thing with trolls, actually. There always seems to be like 3 of them. Even in Orgrimmar, there's often 3 trolls just standing, talking to each other, whatever. Kind of interesting.
How are you?
Greetings, man.
Have a little look down here. So yeah, we've clearly got a tree that's been cut down or fallen over. Pretty fun. Again, we've got another little area here for living. Oh, me.
How you
Hello.
2 trolls in here. It looks like they've been sewing clothing in here as well, so probably quite self-sufficient in terms of clothing. Not too sure about the food, but you know, I'm sure we've got food supply somewhere. Lot of tablets. There apparently used to be absolutely tons of trolls in the world, but they used to dominate everything, sort of lore-wise, and then, you know, the other races sort of came in. We've got this giant kind of golden statue with this funky tooth here. Don't know if we can climb up. But I don't know what will be inside. Possibly not. But yeah, we've got a lovely pot of gumbo. We've got 2 cages, which look like you could probably put, like, people in there. So, yeah, you don't want to be a troll criminal, I don't think. Again, you've got an oil lamp on top, which, kind of an interesting choice. Ah, here. Grain. So they could be brewing up some pearl barley, some broth or something, using the grain. Perhaps a bunch of herbs that they found around the area. Certainly seems to be a lot growing.
Hey there.
A bit more trolls having a chat, I assume. And again, assuming that people are just going to fly over this area, they put a lot of detail in here, you know. I know they reuse assets and things all the time, but still, it's pretty cool. So yeah. More troll language here. Very nice. Bonfire going off. More barrels of poison. Oh wow, we've got a lot on this shelf. We've got some skulls, perhaps the trolls have been hunting. Well, in fact, that will kind of suggest that they have been hunting. Look at all the skulls here. Obviously, it's part of shamanic magic, but yeah, there's a lot of skulls here, so there's probably reverence for the dead. Crazy hat. Oh, it's not really a hat, it's more of a mask, isn't it? Up the top there. Possibly to scare your enemies. But yeah, there is so much like beautiful decoration that goes into these buildings. And again, this area here is particularly dark, which is kind of cool. But it is nighttime, I suppose. And again, we're going up the top.
Who you be?
More trolls. Of course, they're called the Shatter Spear trolls. This kind of suggests that they're very weapon orientated. I doubt there's very much more to see. I'll let you guys know. So here's a question you can write in the comments. Would you want to live in a village like this? I mean, it's got quite a high population.
You be?
Lots of room to walk around. Take in the air. We've clearly got a large body of water here, which has quite a lot of fish. So again, you've got a good source of protein. They've got herbs. We've got a lot of grain by the looks of stuff going down there. So you can cook yourself some pretty good meals. Maybe not super elaborate, but you do a pretty good job. You also have a water fountain down here, so again, you might imagine that there's a possibility that more fish might come downstream. And of course, we got the dancing.
Talk.
The wild, crazy dancing. There's all these like shiny balls as well up the top here. So yeah, definitely party
Don't
village.
be shy. Relax.
We got the guys playing music over here.
You come get the voodoo.
The metal gong. We've got the drums. So yeah,
Doing man.
this would actually be quite cool holiday destination. But to be honest, the actual amount of skulls they have is again quite worrying. And what I did also notice is they're quite humanoid for skulls, you know. So
Hey.
the sheer spatter trolls killing people, removing their skulls.
Talk to me.
Here we have more grain. Oh, large amount of grain. Gosh, people are going to fall asleep to this video. I'm sorry. Grain's pretty good. You just need to cook it a long time. And again, I think I've been up top, but there seems to be more people dancing up there. Let's go see him again. Say hello.
What?
So, I could well imagine that this village would be like perhaps hidden away from the rest of the world. Perhaps these guys were like hiding from the scourge, you know, or perhaps they were hiding from the orcs or the humans or whatever. Although we definitely, as an orc, seem to be allied with these guys. Don't know what their loot table would be if I was alliance, but yeah. I think this is for village, guys. I don't think there's much else to do here. So there is another interesting thing here. I might have to go up the top of the building to have another look. But there appears to be these cloth structures, which are sort of built halfway up a cliff. So again, this would kind of suggest to me that a lot of these trolls are exceptional cliff climbers. And perhaps they pardon me, climb up a cliff to get into these structures. There's sort of some strange ladder things hanging down, but it's not actually obvious how they would get up there unless they were super good at climbing. But yeah, I would imagine those areas would be pretty fantastic for having a quick nap, for example. Perhaps they're sort of tribal decorations as well, you know. Kind of look a bit like dragon heads, I suppose. You've got something that looks like the Flood or Pennywise the Clown at the top, so that's kind of a bit freaky. But yeah, pretty freaking cool. Don't think there's really much else in the way of sort of decoration. Oh yeah, there's more up there. We could go have a look up there as well. So the trolls, like most NPCs, don't actually have names, but I reckon this guy's called Marvin, and his hobby is basically walking around the village, right? He likes a simple life, man. He literally wants to, you know, pick and eat these herbs and use other herbs, and that's kind of his thing, you know. Doesn't even need hair dye, his hair's naturally blue. But yeah, I'd imagine he'd be a pretty good friend to have, you know, with his big old woolly gloves on and bare arms. Bit of a contradiction, are you hot, you cold? What you doing, mate? So yeah, we can get a better look at these things. Definitely seem to be highly decorative and patterned up there. Like I say, I personally would sleep in one of those things because I think it'd be pretty freaking cool. Sleep on the edge of a cliff and yeah, there's not much on the interior, but there is a sort of platform up there, as we can see. So, yeah, I think it would be quite a nice secret place to sort of sleep. And it would kind of be like sleeping in a tree, you know. I always wanted to sleep in a tree, because I think I still have some instincts from, like, when I was, like, less evolved. But I don't know if everybody has those instincts, but I actually quite like sleeping up high. I think this is also a reason why a lot of people do sleep up high. You learn something on this channel every day. I'm not even drunk. Sorry if I sound drunk. As you guys can see, the waterfall with some, like, just some pixels and stuff. I'm kind of curious, if I died, where would I go? Because it wouldn't be obvious to me that I'd be able to get back to my body. You try that, actually, part of the thing. Oh yeah, bit of a weird thing to, like, deliberately try to kill myself, but there we go. In a game, obviously, YouTube. Got my water walking up. Quite a difficult task, to be honest, but there we go. Let's see, where will we go when we expire? I will talk to you, mate.
Hey.
Not much to do in this village, I have to say. Release spirit, and where are we? Oh, wow, man. So I'm in Darkshore. Now, I strongly suspect if I tried to return to my corpse, it would actually be almost impossible for me to get there. But yeah, I mean, all I can really do is an unstuck. But I'm going to do a return to life, man. The reason is I really don't think I'm going to get back to that village. It's not accessible at all from this area. If I wanted to get back there, I strongly suspect I would have to go to Winterspring or Felwood and try to find a way back, but I don't really fancy that. But what I do fancy is actually going and finding Aberdeen, whatever it's called. Oh, I probably mentioned this a while ago, but I absolutely love these sea creatures, you know? I think I talked about this in the video when I was running around that human area. I don't know if you guys ever watched that video, but it was kind of okay. I'm trying to think, where is that area even? Yeah, Sentinel Hill. Westfall, yeah. So I was running around Westfall and basically talking about the fact that I used to come here and do all the quests. And, you know, back when World of Warcraft started, it wasn't a sort of rush to get to level 60. It really wasn't. For some people it was. But for me, I would just literally run around this area as a miner, as a druid miner blacksmith, and I think it was an engineer at one point. I'd literally run around this whole area just picking up copper ore for ages. And it was fun, man. Super fun, you know? Honestly, like, it probably sounds really weird to a lot of people, but running around this area and the Night Elf starting zone, and okay, maybe I literally have like maroon tinted glasses or whatever, but I swear, running around Tel Nartrasil, Darnassus, Aberdeen was some of the most fun I'd ever had, like, in World of Warcraft in my life. And you might say, Dave, that sounds really sad. Yeah, maybe. But it's just such a cool place, man. I don't know what it is about this area. It isn't just a normal area to me. It was really my first, like, taste of an MMO game, you know? I mean, World of Warcraft was new out. I bought the game without really knowing what it was. I didn't really know what an MMORPG was. I don't know if anybody really did. But what I did know is I loved Warcraft 3, and I thought, well, okay, I'll get this game because it seems kind of cool. And, you know, I think it was like one of the first people to get it, you know. I literally got it, like, within a few days of it coming out in the UK. And, yeah, it came with so many CDs. Literally had to insert them one after another. I think it was about 5 or 6 CDs at the time, can't really remember. But yeah, had a CD-ROM drive on my computer at the time. Might not have been the same one, but I do remember I had a really good friend at school called Michael, who I kind of fell out with later on. But yeah, I remember I went to Michael's house and stayed with him for a bit, and it was really nice, actually. And then I remember I was coming home from Michael's house, and we went into a shop called Dabs Direct or something, and we bought a CD-ROM drive. It was a CD-ROM, and it was also Oh my gosh. I'm in PvP. I better run. Oh my gosh, they're coming to get me. I don't want to kill him, honestly. But yeah, we bought this CD-ROM, and I remember it was able to write CDs as well as sort of read them. I don't even think it was a DVD-ROM at that point, but I do remember we bought the CD-ROM, and we kind of took the computer to bits a little bit, and I kind of put the new CD-ROM in, and I have this feeling, which is really hard to describe, right? Honestly, it's a really weird feeling related to the shop. I think it was called Dabs Direct or something. That could be a website, I'm not sure. But anyway, went in the shop, bought the CD-ROM, got this amazing feeling, which I can't really describe, but it's like your first bit of hardware you've bought. It was so freaking cool to me. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Sheldon, right? But the kid always goes on, well, young Sheldon, the kid always goes on about Radio Shack. And honestly, this was like my Radio Shack moment, you know, buying the CD-ROM, putting it in the machine. The fact it was like 32 times faster than the standard CD-ROM, whatever the heck that means. But yeah, anyway, got the CD-ROM, got World of Warcraft, installed World of Warcraft on the computer, and the game ran pretty well. But then I went to Stormwind, right? Or I should call it Lagwind, because my current computer was not powerful enough to run Stormwind. It could run Darnassus and it could run everything else, but literally I would be in Stormwind on about, like, I don't even know, 5 FPS. And all I remember doing was falling in the canal, like, again and again, because I didn't know what the heck was going on. So I would like run through the place, it would lag like crazy at about 5 FPS, fall in the canal, and then I'd have to like try to walk around the place and try to get out. I never did successfully get to Stormwind, but it really made me feel kind of sad because my computer wasn't powerful enough to really run Stormwind, as crazy as that sounds. And I think I later did get an upgrade on the computer. But yeah, similar times really. But I do have to say that, yeah, the memories I formed here are really kind of quite special. I remember there's the sort of mining expert over there, engineer. There was all the sort of NPCs giving out quests inside that building. You know, you've got the food vendor and stuff in here, and, you know, there was just so much to do in this world, you know. And like I said, I was a druid. And nobody knew how to play the game, so I probably had like leather armor, maybe some cloth armor, and this leather armor was probably, you know, DPS, physical. It was probably caster gear, probably some healing gear. You know, it was a mix of everything. You know, just whatever you can get your hands on. You know, even in Season of Discovery, we know where to get the good items, but you've got no idea before anything like Wowhead existed. So it was a special point, and I have to say, I'm gonna run south now. I have to say, when I got to Astronar, I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I liked it because it was kind of a fun, enchanted forest. But on the other hand, it wasn't really as atmospheric as the rest of the area, you know? So yeah, a little bit disappointed. Good questing hub, don't get me wrong. And, you know, one of the things I love to do in Aberdeen and Darnassus is get a whole bunch of quests. I don't know, 5 or 10 quests. Do all the quests and then go hand them in all at once. You know, people talk about dopamine addiction. I don't think it's a real thing, but I tell you what, it is so unbelievably like satisfying just to get all those quests and then hand them in. And again, I've told this story before, but there was a time when I decided to go for a swim, right? And I remember I was chatting a lot to my guild, and some people in my guild at the time were basically leveling way more quickly than me, and they asked me about it, and I don't know, what can I say? I just said I'm slow at leveling, I'm trying my best, you know. But yeah, I decided to swim north, so I swam all the way around Winter Spring, I assume, and I got down to Ashara, right? As, let's say, a level 25 Night Elf or something. I don't know, maybe level 20. And I saw the stone giants, and I thought they were like freaking aliens, man. I thought they were like the coolest darn things, you know? I just thought, oh my god, I have swum, and I have swum, and I've got to an entirely new universe, right? Totally different to anything I'd seen in the game thus far. And I just thought it was so freaking cool. Even this area, I don't want to go too far in, but this area was pretty cool, you know? We had like the giant treants and stuff, Grove of the Ancients. Oh, here we go. Onu, the giant treant guy. I love these guys because I'd obviously played Warcraft 3, and I was a big fan of the Night Elves at the time. You know, I mostly played Night Elves. Strategy with the Night Elves, as far as I'm concerned, is don't bother too much about the units. The units are there to support the heroes. Get yourself free, really good heroes. So you want Illidan, you want Huntress, and maybe Cenarion. You know, the Dryad guy who was half horse, half human. You know, those three were pretty freaking good. And you know, they all have kind of complementary spells. The Dryad dude could obviously cast stuff like Thorns, if I remember correctly, and Roots, which, you know, you could stop somebody chasing after you. Huntress was amazing, gave pretty good bonus to anybody who was sort of ranged. And then Illidan was just amazing melee as well. So yeah, with the three of them, I don't think you could get 4 heroes. Maybe I'm wrong, I haven't played the game in years, but certainly getting 3 was a really, really good idea. And then just leveling them up and keeping them alive. Oh man, I have to say, one time I was at university and I studied game development, and we all went out to an internet cafe, which was a thing people used to do, and we all ended up playing Warcraft 3, and I have to say, I was really, really good at Warcraft 3. The other guys were not good at Warcraft 3. We ended up doing like an 8-player free-for-all in Warcraft 3, and sounds cruel, I farmed everybody to get experience for my heroes, and I kind of killed them, and I kind of had a bit of a friend. I was kind of friends with him, a bit of an acquaintance, I suppose, but I felt really, really guilty because basically he was human and he kept producing troops, and he kept trying to attack me with the troops. But the issue was I was just killing the troops and literally using them to grind XP. So he got very, very, very pissed off with that, and in the end he rage quit and kind of yelled at me because I was sort of getting to max level with my heroes, just feeding off him, and kind of ruined the mood a little bit, I suppose. Maybe I should have just killed him and, you know, been more relentless, but, you know, actually feeding off someone, it sounds really cruel, but people do it. Well, they do it sometimes in Warcraft. Just for the experience, you know what I mean? More than anything else. And because it's kind of fun to torture, maybe, unsuspecting players. And again, in a game, not in real life, but yeah, I mean... oh dear. We're going to talk about Dark Triad personality traits. Sadism. No, it's just a computer game, guys. I'm just joking. But yeah, I used to be really, really, really into RTSs, and I think one of the big problems is Command and Conquer and those type of games, even games like Warcraft 3, they never really carried on, did they? Especially with Command and Conquer series. They got to a certain point, and then they just stopped. But I don't really understand why, because the market has grown and grown and grown and grown. And okay, to play devil's advocate here, there are other games I could play. I could play like Dota 2 and stuff like that. I don't really play Dota 2, but I could actually play Dota 2, I suppose. Unfortunately, I don't think I can kill this guy. I can kill these people. Not getting anything for it. I think I'm max XP. Obviously, these weren't here back in the day. I got my Sentinel amulet, but it's completely pointless because I have max reputation. So it's just pointless. But anyway, what were we saying? Yeah. So I really did like the strategy games, and I was really good at them actually. I was thinking the other day, I really should try to build like a tower defense game on Android. And there's no reason why I can't. I mean, I can literally make graphics, I can program, I know a bit of C, I know a bit of Python. I would probably use Unity, but I can create assets, I can create music as well. I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't create a whole sort of computer game, you know? And at the moment I don't have a job, so yeah, that's a bit... I want a job. It's kind of difficult recently. Seems like every job I go for is like so many applicants, and I don't know, I'm a bit demoralised, but I think I need to, you know, dust myself off, pick myself up by the tail, and get on with stuff, you know. Or of course the other alternative is I make a really cool Android game, and you know, maybe it's successful, maybe it brings in enough money, whatever, so I can just, you know, do what I want, basically. Make more games. I like games, they're really fun. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, okay, I'm not going to do a rip-off of any other game because I want to make it original, but there's a game on Android called The Tower, and I think it's a pretty cool game actually. Kind of quite simple. The premise of it is, you know, you got a tower, you have to upgrade it, you get enemies attacking you, that's basically it. And over time you have to, you know, buy better stuff for your tower, and it's the kind of game that I think goes on forever basically. But yeah, it is a fun game, and I was thinking of making a similar kind of game, you know, tower defense type thing. But yeah, I definitely want to build it so there's some strategy involved, you know. What points do you want to spec into, and, you know, what kind of tower do you want, etc. I don't know, there's so many cool games that you could actually produce. I'd actually love to make a game a bit like Stardew Valley or something. And there's no reason why I couldn't make a game like that, you know. Or some kind of farming simulator, because I really like farming personally, but I think the problem with a lot of farming simulators is they don't really go into enough detail. So if you think about Stardew Valley, okay, you grow the crops, you water them, you harvest them, and later on you can construct sprinklers. Then you can grow the crops, get them automatically watered, which is pretty cool. And then you obviously take the crops, do things to them, like turn them into jams or turn them into wine and stuff. But it'd be kind of cool to, you know, have like a really involved farming game with I don't know, maybe something a bit like, I'm just spitballing here guys, honestly, but maybe, I don't know if you guys ever played Pharaoh, but there was a really good Egyptian game, and quite often Pharaoh would demand, you know, I don't know, 50 units of barley or whatever it happened to be, and you'd have to supply them, or else, you know, you'd incur some kind of wrath. Kind of cool to do something a bit like that, you know, make it like a farming RPG or something. I don't know, man. I've got to do something. I just need to produce a bit of income, you know. I mean, I'm not greedy, man. It's just, need more money to live, you know. But yeah, I've been busy recently with other things. I don't know. Problem is, I think I have chronic, what do you call it? Not being able to do stuff. Not chronic fatigue, but chronic... the word escapes me. But basically, yeah, I kind of struggle to do stuff sometimes. Remembering words obviously isn't a symptom, but okay, maybe it is. I don't know. I always like to check the minimap just so I know when to like turn off and where to go and stuff. Oh, I don't know. I think I've been really tired recently as well. I'm not sleeping very well at night. And it's kind of having a bit of a toll on me, actually. Oh, look, an alliance. What should we do to him? We kill him. Uh-oh. No, man. The guy looks scared. There's all these sentinels, man. If I pull him over... If I can't kill a level 50, you'd be shamed. Oh, dude. Good on him. Good on him. Bit of a cool factoid, I guess. Should really go to bed, I suppose. Talking about the fact I'm sleepy. Almost 12. Apparently this effect was inspired by Lord of the Rings. One of the game developers said in an interview that he was watching Lord of the Rings and thought, hey, this effect is like super cool. I'm just going to ignore the lock and get out of here, I think. If Lork wants to chase me, he's welcome to. May not have so much so much luck. Maybe I should have rolled a druid, man. He is taunting me though. I can virtually hear the chicken, man. Anyway, let's resume our quest. Gonna get to the end, guys. Got to hand in our completely pointless thing. It's gonna give us 0 XP, 0 money, and 0 reputation. Which would be hilarious. Bit like life, really, isn't it? Completely pointless. Oh man, that's so black-pilled. Always take the path less travelled. I guess. Here we go. Splinter tree post. I have to say the events. The SML event is completely and utterly dead. If you did want to gain, like, tons of reputation with SML, it would actually be really easy. You just literally have to kill the mobs, and they give you loads of experience points. I think until you get all the way up to, like, max Exalted, when they stop giving XP, or it could be Revered, actually. Oh no.
Zug zug.
The handing guy isn't even here. Well, I guess that's it, guys. I'll leave this for today. Let's go to sleep.